Hi there, my name is Amanda and hopefully you're here today to explore a mobility flow if you're a cyclist or an athlete, and we will be working through some functional breathing exercises that can help you. These movements will help you maintain mobility and flexibility, specifically in the hamstrings and the hips. So thank you so much for being here. Let's go ahead and get started. So come down to a seated position and notice the cross of your legs. Bring your fingers to your knees, grab a hold of your knees and lean back. Put length in your shoulders and your neck and lift your head. And we'll start with a 3-part breath. So inhale up to the count of 3. Hold to the count of 3. And exhale out to the count of 3. Go lay down. And we use this to begin to ground and kind of come into the space for just becoming present, learning how to manage any distractions that may be around us. Breath is a really great vehicle for bringing focus and clarity. So we'll take 2 more breaths. Inhale up to the count of 3. Hold to the count of 3. And exhale out to the count of 3. And 1 more breath. Inhale up. Hold. And exhale. Turn your head to the right and to the left. 2 more times, turn your head to the right and the left. And 1 more time, to the right and the left. Bring your head back through to center. Pull your chin down toward your throat and lift your head. Range of motion in the neck here. 2 more times, chin draws into throat. And head stretches back. And last time, chin to throat. And head stretches back. Begin to circle your hips. Just notice what you're feeling, what you're sitting on. If your knees are lifting, you can bring your hands to your thighs and press down on the thighs. Pause. Wherever you feel tightness, pause. And then switch directions, circle the other way. And again, wherever you feel tightness, wherever you want greater mobility, you can pause and you can take a breath. Next time you pass through center, lean back, uncross your legs, recross your legs. And this is going to feel different because you probably cross your legs the same way. And then we'll do the same thing, we're just circling. And these circles can be small, they can be big. Next time you pass through to center, pause and switch directions. Return through to center, notice where you're sitting. Take the arms, stretch them up, take a big breath in, and on the exhale, we twist. So you look over your shoulder and turn the head and the spine. Stretch the arms back up, twist the other way. Look over your shoulder, twist the whole spine. Reach the arms up again, twist, same thing, just switching sides. You may notice that you get a little more mobility each time you twist. That's not the goal, it will happen with time. Turning the head, and last time reach the arms up and twist. Last time on your other side, arms up and twist. Good, come back through to center. Bring your feet into connection. Begin to flutter the knees. Notice the hips here. Hold the feet together with either hand, and with your hand that's free, press down on the thigh and lean. Nice hip low back stretch. And then bring your hands together with both of your feet. Draw yourself forward here. Inner thigh groin stretch. And come back up. And switch hands, so continue holding your feet with your other hand. Press down on the thigh. Lean away. Another hip low back stretch. Okay, come back through to center. Squeeze your legs closed. Extend your legs to out in front of you. Give your legs a bounce. Take your arms, stretch them up. Bring them to outside of your knees and crawl your fingers forward, just noticing how your hamstrings feel. And wherever there is resistance, you can pause and take an inhale. And on the exhale, you can try to release some tension. There's this natural inclination to try to push through a stretch, but if you can just let yourself be in the tension, you'll find that the stretching is a little more, it works better. You might be able to crawl your fingers further forward. And we'll take one more breath here. Good, bring your fingers to behind you. Stretch your head and your chest up and back. Stretch your neck. And then draw your feet towards you. And however you can move forward onto your hands and your knees. Coming into a position with your hands approximately under your shoulders and your knees approximately underneath your hips. We mobilize the spine, so dropping the belly, lifting the head. And then doing the opposite movement, tucking the head in and arching the spine. Spinal mobility here, dropping the belly, lifting the head, tucking the chin into the throat and arching the spine. And this is another one of mobility exercises that you may find over time. You have an increase in your range of motion. Extend the arms forward. Bring your fingers to about the edge of the mat. Curl your toes under your feet and reach your back half of your body toward the back of the mat, stretching your feet, stretching your belly, your hamstrings, your calf muscles. If available to you, you can extend the arms further forward and you can press onto the fingers. Drop the head. Take a breath. Lift the head. Lift the chest. Plant the hands. Hover the knees and notice your core. How's your core feeling? So pull your belly in, turn on your abdominal muscles, and then send your hips up. Drop your head down. Keep your heels lifted high if the hamstrings are tight. This is normal. And then stay high on your heels. Bend one leg deeply and press the other heel down. Hello. And then come high onto your toes again. Bend your other leg deeply. Press the heel down. As you do this, you can add some turning underneath. This is going to help you open up your hips. Again, what we're focused on here, hips and hamstrings. You can lift high onto both of your feet and drive both heels down toward the mat. Slowly pedal your feet or walk your feet toward the top of the mat. And along the way, if you find that this is challenging, you can drag your fingers back towards your feet. As you walk your feet towards your fingers, And bend the knees a whole lot so that you can feel the upper half of your body touching your legs. And then grab a hold of your arms and let your head hang so that you're not looking to the ground, but that you're looking towards your legs. And feel the hamstrings trying to release here. You can add a gentle lifting and raising from side to side. You should feel this in the hamstrings again as well, side to side. Bring your hands onto your shins or your knees and begin to lift your back up. And just notice if your back is flat or if your back is round. Reach your head out away from you and reach your hips and your lower half of your body in the opposite direction. And then we'll do that 2 more times. So we put a big bend into the legs and we make sure that the upper half of the body is resting on the lower half of the body. Walk the hands up the shins to the knees. Lift and flatten your back. Reach your head away from you. Reach the lower half of your body away from your head. So we're reaching in opposite directions. And then lower. And last time, walk your hands up to your knees. Try to flatten your back. This time, pull your shoulders back. Reach your head away from you. Reach the lower half of your body away from your head. And soften all the way. Press onto your fingertips and bend one knee deeply while you keep the other leg extended. You can come onto blocks if the floor is far away from you. Or if you don't have blocks, you can bring your hands to your shins or your thighs while you do this exercise. This is really going to help open up tight hamstrings. And then we'll come all the way up to standing. And once we're standing, we'll take our feet apart. And we'll take a nice slow inhale and an exhale through the mouth. Give the arms some swings here, releasing any tension that you might be holding in your shoulders. And then begin to let the arms swing from side to side here. So we're adding a little twist. Again, just releasing any tension. From here, we'll step our feet apart, nice and wide. And we'll tap this leg, turn those toes that way. Take the arms open and reach your fingers out past your toes. You'll feel this in the hip and the inner thigh. You can drop your hand down toward your shin, or you can keep your arm reaching forward and then come back up. And we'll do that 3 times. Fingers reach past the toes, feel it in the hip, feel it on the inner thigh. You can drop your fingers down toward your shin and then lift yourself back up. Bring your hips back under you. And last time, reach your fingers past your toes. Feel it in the hip, feel it in the inner thigh. Reach down toward the shin. Come back up. Release your hands. Bring your toes toward the long side of your mat. Shrug the shoulders back. 2 more times. And then take the arms out. Tap this leg, turn those toes that way. And we do the same thing on the other side. Reach the fingers past the toes. Feel it in the hip, feel it in the inner thigh. You can reach down toward the shin. The other arm can stay in the air. And come back up. 2 more times. Reach the fingers past the toes, down toward the shin, feel it in the hip, feel it in the inner thigh, and come back up. And last time, reach the fingers past the toes, down toward the shin, and back up. Point the toes forward, tap this foot, turn it that way, and then step your back foot out and turn those toes forward. So I'm in a wider stance here, and this is a really great hamstring stretch. Both knees can be bent for this variation. Same thing here, I want to bring my belly toward my thigh. and immediately I can feel this in my hamstring. Again, if the floor is really far away from me, I can place blocks under my hands, or I can bring my hands to my shin or my thigh, and I extend the leg back and I feel this in the hamstring. So bend a whole lot, extend, bend a whole lot, extend, and last time, bend, extend, and come up. You can step your feet together, and then we'll do the same thing. We're just going to step the foot that was in front of us back. Feet are pointed forward. Both knees can soften. You'll notice that my back foot is not behind my other foot. It's closer toward the long opposite side of the mat, and this lets me bring my belly down toward my thigh as I bend and extend. Bend and extend. Bend and extend. From here, you'll come back up to standing. Step your feet together. Turn forward. Swing the arms. Whew. Take a breath. Shrug the shoulders back 3 times. And forward 3 times. And then take the arms wide again. This time, step the feet wider. Turn these toes that way. Turn these toes that way. Set the knee down. And extend your top foot forward. Now, I'm not trying to fully extend the leg because I will be shifting my hips back for a runner's lunge. And I definitely want something under my hands here if the floor is far away from me. Hamstring stretch as the toes pull back. And then you'll shift your hips forward and you're going to sink your bottom hip down. And we'll do this 2 more times. Send the hips back, pull those toes back. You'll feel this more in the hamstring here. If you're balancing here and you're wobbling, try to bring the hands down to something. If you don't have props, you could use blocks. You could really, anything that brings the ground up for you so you can focus on feeling the hamstring stretch. And then as we shift our weight forward here, we're sinking the inside of the hip and all of the lower half tissue around the hips toward the ground. And then the last time, send the hips back, and then send the hips forward. All right, here we go. Take the arms up, add a twist. So as I turn toward the camera, I'm opening across my inner thighs, and I can feel a really nice stretch along the inner thigh and the hip. And then I bring the arms forward again. And as I open, I sink the hips. Last time, forward, open, sink, and back. Curl the back toes under and lift the knee. Hop your feet together. And step back. So we're just transitioning to the other side. Set the knee down. So I've got my knee under my hip, and then extend your other leg forward. You can do this by heel toe, curling your toes or walking your toes forward until the leg starts to feel some resistance, and then you'll sink the hips back and you'll feel this in the hamstring. Shift the hips forward. We'll do this 2 more times. Sink the hips back. Open your toes and draw them back towards your shin. Sink the hips forward. Press the hips down. And last time, sink the hips back and sink the hips forward. So I have a knee injury on my right knee, so I'm actually going to prop under my right knee. And then we add the twist. So arms come in front of us and we open, twist. I'll show you what this looks like the other way. So doing the same thing on the other side. Here, twist. 2 more times. Open, twist. This leg is pressing away. Last time. Forward, open, twist. Shift your weight forward into your hands. Move your knees back. Find your way back into hands under shoulders, knees under hips, toes under feet. Press your lower half of your body back. Extend the arms forward. Put length in the arms. Press onto the fingers and set the head down. And take a breath. Press into your fingers, lift your head and your chest. Hover your knees, and then send your hips up and back. And again, your heels might not touch the ground, but we're going to press one heel down while we deeply bend the other knee, and we'll alternate. And the hamstrings over time release here. And you can do both at the same time. You can lift the heels high and press both heels down. Good. Walk your feet and your hands toward one another. And then walk your hands from side to side. And you'll feel this in the IT band. And then bring your hands to your knees. And find that flat back position again. And we'll do that 2 more times. So let the head hang. Take a breath. And then bring your hands to your knees. Flat back. Head reaching away. Hips pressing back. Last time. Belly on thighs. So again, I'm making sure that this part of my body is connecting with this part of my body. It's very tempting to try to keep the legs extended because you feel the hamstrings releasing. But if you can see what's happening right now, my muscle doesn't want to release. It's really tight, it's spasming. But if I soften at the knees, I can get it to release. Go ahead and roll up to standing. And step your feet apart, a little wider than your hips, and give the arms a swing. And then take the arms side to side. And then circle your ankles one way and then the other on both feet. It's a little bit of balance here to wrap up our mobility practice. Balance is just as important as mobility. And then stretching at the top of the feet. So lift your foot and press the top of your foot down. So the toes are curling under and open up over the top of the foot. And do that on both feet. Lift your foot, press your toes down. Curl your toes in toward the back of your foot and release. I hope that you have found this to be a lovely mobility exercise, and keep on checking back for more. Have a wonderful rest of your day.